Well, this afternoon, President Biden will take executive action to undo some of President Trump's actions.
Well, Mr. Biden has a lot of work to do in his first 100 days, not only just this afternoon.
All right, that's right. Joining us now to talk about what we can expect from President Biden in the first 100 days in his term now is Dr. Nathan Schrader of Millsaps College. Dr. Schrader, thank you for joining us. First off, what do you expect in Joe Biden's first 100 days?
Well, I think that the speech that President Biden gave today, which, by the way, I think was a very effective speech because it was not too long. It hit the right tone about his plans, but I think we're going to see him talking more openly about the need, as he said, to ending the uncivil war in American politics. But I also think we're going to see, as you mentioned earlier, flurry of executive orders to undo some of the more controversial and objectionable executive order policies implemented by President Trump, especially on things such as immigration, the Muslim travel ban, and items of that nature. I also anticipate, if it hasn't happened already, they're drafting language to reinstate the United States into the Paris Climate Accords.
Dr. Schrader, you mentioned the uncivil war, as you put it. Is this country hopelessly divided, or can Joe Biden actually bring Americans back together again?
Well, I don't think that the country's hopelessly divided, but what I think is causing that division to a greater extent now than ever is a lack of willingness to agree on basic facts. So you go back in the pre-social media era, we had disagreements over some of the big questions. Now we're disagreeing over what is an actual fact as a starting point in a debate or discussion, and that has caused, I think, an awful lot of the division. I don't think Joe Biden can stop this overnight. I don't think he can heal it overnight, but his words today were encouraging if we want to look to the future of how we try to make people a little more open and tolerant of each other's opinions and viewpoints.
And what stands out to you about the differences between Donald Trump, the outgoing president, and Joe Biden, who was inaugurated today?
There was a substantial difference in looking back at Donald Trump's speech, his inauguration speech years ago, which is very dark and pessimistic, and Joe Biden's more optimistic and forward-looking speech today. I think there's also a tremendous stylistic difference in those two men. That Donald Trump is very much about the promotion of himself, where Joe Biden, was more or less talking about the American people and less about just him. And I think that's going to be very evident from the get-go in the Biden administration.
Dr. Nathan Schrader, I guess going back to the first President Bush, we need to be a kinder, gentler country and world, I would suppose.
Right. I was thinking of that quote today, too.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you taking out some of your time and being with us today.